What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for your second Tottenham update in the day. We're going to start off with an update regarding Barnes and James Maddison. Tom Colomose says that Tottenham have launched a joint bid for James Maddison and Harvey Barnes. The combined offer is believed to be in excess of £50 million and is set to be rejected by Leicester City. So, I mean, why even put in a bid like that? You know it's not going to be accepted.
Because he thinks it's 2008. That's why. 50 million for two players where they value one of them at 60 million. They value Maddison 60 million. He's bid 50 million for two players who... It's a derisory bid, let's be honest. It's beyond derisory, I would say. It's literally Levy just being himself. Yeah, he's a parody of himself.
Every time, every transfer window.
So what does he value each player? 25 million each? Is he saying Maddison's 30 and Barnes is 20? I'm not sure what he sees. I know that they've been relegated and Maddison has 1 year left in his contract, so he's thinking we can get them on the cheap. But like, surely he has to know. Like, there's a difference between testing the waters, like putting the feelers out, and that kind of derisory offer. I mean, it's only going to piss them off.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
Kind of bid.
Absolutely. And, you know, people are laughing at Arsenal today because of their supposed derisory bid for Declan Rice today. And, like, this is 10 times more derisory than that offer that Arsenal made for Declan Rice. And when you're looking at the values and what you think that they're going to go for these players, I would say probably we're bidding at what half they're going to accept. I reckon 100 million for the pair, maybe a tiny bit less, will get that over the line.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what the final fee would be accepted. I'm thinking that I do think there's movement in that fee for Maddison. I think you can probably get him for like 45. In terms of Barnes, I'm looking at probably between 35 and 40. That's probably the where you're going to land on him. So that's what, 70 million, 80 million. That's what, 75 million, 80 million, something like that. That's what I would see the landing point being. But surely they've put the feelers out and they're kind of getting a feel for what Leicester want, and they must know that's nowhere near ever going to be accepted.
Cheeky bastards, that's what they are.
It's not even cheeky. It's just insulting. That's what that is.
And you know, when you put in bids like that, it makes them probably like just want to favour anyone else but us. So like if a bid comes in and we like go just below their valuation, they'll be like, nah, no chance.
It's just going to piss them off.
Yeah.
And it's no surprise that Levy has been known to annoy so many other chairmen in football in the Premier League because he does stuff like this, which is, I don't understand what he's trying to achieve here.
Yeah. He's just trying.
Maybe
he's just trying to achieve. Oh, look, Spurs fans, we're trying.
Yeah, but this is the same shit he does all the time. This has been going on for 20 years. This kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's 2023. He keeps saying he's trying to get better and change. He's still doing shit like this.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about David Raya again. Jacob Steinberg says that Inter Milan have inquired over the ability of Brentford's David Raya, a goalkeeper Tottenham want to sign this summer. However, Romano responded and he says no changes on the David Raya situation. He wants the Tottenham move as a priority and personal terms are almost agreed since last Sunday. Spurs and Brentford are in negotiations over a final fee. Tottenham won't pay the 40 million for sure. So for sure we will not be paying the 40 million. I'm pretty sure Romano said a few days ago that personal terms have been completely agreed.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's a backtrack or maybe it's just maybe he said it last time that they're pretty much agreed or something like that. I can't remember the exact wording. I do remember him saying they were agreed though. So
pretty sure the wording was personal terms agreed since last Sunday.
Yeah, so I'm not sure why it's now it's gone back to almost agreed, but I think this news comes in light of the fact that apparently Onana might be heading to one of Chelsea or Man United, which is rumoured to be in the Guardian as well. So those reports obviously lead to Inter Milan needing a new goalkeeper, and so it looks like they're interested in Raya. The interesting thing would be is if Inter are prepared to stump up the 40 million, then what happens? Because then at the end of the day, as much as, I mean, Raya could reject, but Brentford are the ones who have to accept the bid. I guess Raya could reject them personally, but is he that determined not to go to Inter Milan that if Brentford decide to accept
he wants
that
the Tottenham move as a priority?
I'm sure he does because he wants to stay in London. I'm sure it is a good move for him, and I'm not surprised that he's interested in Spurs. But if Brentford talk to him and say, look, we can't accept the Spurs offer because Inter have stumped up the cash, we can only accept the Inter offer, would he really then it would be up to him to dig his heels in and say, no, I'm only going to Tottenham. Whether he's willing to do that, we'll have to wait and see. But then, look, this is a few steps down the road. I don't know. I don't think Inter Milan would dare money troubles are going to stump up the 40 million
Exactly.
either.
Like, we always hear about these Inter Milan money problems, but they don't ever seem to like come to fruition or come to light, like in a transfer window.
Well, they have before, when they sold Lukaku and Hakimi, but that was a while ago now. I guess
Like every transfer window since then, we've heard of fire sales at Inter Milan. That's never happened.
Yeah, they never really. But it looks like they are going to sell Onana this summer. So it depends how much they get for him, how much they're willing to commit on a new keeper. I still find it hard to believe they're going to. Inter are the kind of club like what they did with like signing Dzeko. Like they're more than happy to go with a cheaper option and then spend over the odds on someone. So I don't see the only stumbling block. What I'm trying to say is them spending 40 million on Raya and outbidding us. And I don't see that happening.
And you imagine personal terms would be much more attractive from Spurs' side as well.
But then again, they are a Champions League finalist, and maybe that's an offer. Maybe he would have to revisit, but I don't think there's anything in it.
All right, let's move on. Just relaying the same information from the other Tottenham update, but this time from Fabrizio Romano on Dejan Kulusevski. He says that Tottenham are working to find a final solution and agreement with Juventus to keep Decky at the club. Talks are taking place to reduce the €35 million asking price and buy option. Player is very keen to stay at Spurs. So Romano just relaying the information that we gave you in the first Tottenham update. But like with this stuff with David Raya, negotiating with Brentford to get that fee down, negotiating with Juventus to get that fee down. Why does it take so long to negotiate these fees?
Because it's Levy. He'll agree something, then he'll go back on it and say, actually, we want this off as well, and then we want that off. He's a nightmare to negotiate with. Everyone knows it, and all that's why all these negotiations always take so long. I can't remember which chairman said it, but I think it might be in the Sevilla chairman, but I can't remember. He said that like Levy would agree to things, and then once they have an agreement, then he'll wake up the next morning and Levy wants to change the agreement again and get even more money off. So
I think many chairmen have said that in the past, to be fair.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Kulusevski's the same situation. Look, I guess again on this one depends how desperate Juventus are to sell him, because he's had a good time at Tottenham. Are Juventus now in a position where they're actually happy to keep him, or are they desperately willing to sell? If they're desperately willing to sell, I think Levy, there might be an opportunity to get some money off. But if they're more than happy to keep him, then he's on a hiding to nothing.
Yeah, but also you would imagine like another team would come up and just stump up that cash for someone of his quality.
Yeah, and we're the only one with an option.
Yeah, but we got that. That's running out. You know what I mean? So like, if Juventus don't, if I was Juventus, I don't lower the fee. And I wait for 2 weeks to where this buy clause is over and to see if any other clubs come in. That's what I do if I'm Juventus.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's a dangerous game. It's a dangerous, exactly. It's a dangerous game that Levy's playing with this one. And let's finish off with Harry Kane again. Similar information that we had in the previous update, but this time from Nazar Kinsella. He says Erik ten Hag had identified Harry Kane as his top summer transfer target, but Spurs are adamant that he will not be sold to a Premier League rival, and Harry Kane now looks increasingly likely to remain at Tottenham Hotspur this season.
Yeah, I said this before. I don't see now Madrid's off the table potentially, and now that United are definitely off the table, I think it's pretty much a foregone conclusion this summer anyway that he's definitely staying. And now it's about convincing him to sign a contract. He's got a lot of convincing to do, but at least it's a step in the right direction for him to stay long term rather than him leaving this summer. So at least there's an outside chance.
Yeah, and obviously we're just going to be better with Harry Kane in the team than without. I genuinely believe this is going to be his last year for Spurs, and it's going to be a painful ending to the story at the end of the season if he doesn't sign that contract. But at least he will be staying with us one more year at the very minimum. So that is your Tottenham update for today. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any thoughts regarding any of the news stories we brought to you today. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.